want to talk a little bit about that myth about not stretching before training. We should never stretch before we train, right? And that depends on a couple of things. First and foremost, it depends on how you define stretch, but I'll get into that a little bit later. First, let's talk about what do we do before training? We prepare for training, we warm up. The objective of a workout preparation is to put you in the optimal physiological, psychological and emotional state and neurological state for your training. If you want to reinforce efficient movement patterns, you need to be able to move efficiently. So if you have any limitations that come from soft tissue, they need to be addressed if you hope to move efficiently. Makes sense, right? So why can't we stretch before training? If we have soft tissue limitations, we need to address those soft tissue limitations in our workout preparation if we hope to be able to move efficiently, otherwise they'll limit us, right? So it's not really true to say that we shouldn't stretch before training, but it's the way we stretch that we need to address. So we specifically categorize the word stretch into, I'm going to hold a position for 20 seconds and that's way too passive and has no effect on my nervous system, and so I shouldn't do it before training. Yet people foam roll before training, which is just as passive and just as parasympathetic as passive stretching, really. So it's really about how you're trying to address that soft tissue limitation. If you're doing any kind of soft tissue work in the warm-up, it's because you've identified, hopefully, a soft tissue limitation that's going to keep you from being efficient in your movement patterns. Then you'll choose how to address that soft tissue limitation. And sometimes it'll be PNF stretching, and sometimes it'll be a little bit of foam rolling, and sometimes it'll be something else. Regardless of what it is, that's your physiological sort of, or structural, physical preparation for the training. Do you need to follow that up with something else in order to be neurologically prepared for your training? Yes. No one's saying that you should just stretch before training or just do soft tissue work before training. We're saying that you can do soft tissue work, or at least I'm saying that you can do soft tissue work before training. You just have to choose the right tools to do it, and you also need to follow it up with something else. Because yes, it's parasympathetic, and you're going to need to activate as well before you jump into your training. So let's stay away from words like never or always, but try to think about how we use things, when we use them, and what we're using them for, and therefore should we be using them. So can you stretch before training? Yes and no.